Hey guys, Mustached. Tom here to review Venomn, The Last Dance. So, this is now a trilogy, which matches it up with the Deadpool trilogy, which also matches it up with the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. So, you know, I think it's only fair to score the trilogies that are currently within the Marvel universe anyway. Guardian of the Galaxy is like easily the best. I would argue that this one is somewhere with a power gap in the middle area. And then Deadpool being the worst of the trilogy because all three of their movies suck. And yeah, this movie is weird. And let's get into it as objectively as possible. So the movie starts off on this symbiote planet where the narrator is the villain, and he refers to this MacGuffin as known as the Codex Key, which apparently is going to end up being Venom himself in his full form. All the while, then, we cut to Brock, who's arguing with this man in this pub about what aliens are capable of or whatever. He then portals into, I guess, back to his world after doing some off-screen multiverse shit. So, no, this is not a multiverse movie. And you know what? To me, good. That already makes it better than Deadpool and Wolverine. Established. Let's go. They just said, nope, that happened off screen. Good for you guys. But I mean, I wouldn't say this movie is that much better than Deadpool and Wolverine by a wide margin. It's probably like right next to it. Anywho, so, while walking around, and after messing with the bartender in his universe, he heads off on the streets and ends up in this dog fighting ring, where, the owners come back. He tries to warn them that he will, kill them and stuff. They don't listen. And with the help of Venom, they continue to fight back. And have Venom collect himself a little meal in the process of human eating their heads. So, we then see these creatures, which we later learn are, what were their names? Xeno and a xenomorph, a xenophage. So I'll just call them Xenos for short. Anyway, so the army arrives sometime after on the bar, and they collect the man, even after honestly answering the question of where, who was there, that being Eddie in this case. We are then cut to a woman who has a quick flashback who had a twin brother who died via holding the other person's hand. The person she held's hand died through lightning passing through her into him and then killing him in the process. We learn that she works, and her name is Dr. Payne, She works in Area 51, which is being closed, quote unquote, in 3 days. The leader of the military, or this operation more so, is also present, and they sort of work together. They have been collecting the symbiotes, and they currently have one living host. Now, the issue here is that we never learn any other of these symbiotes' names, so I'll just have to color code them because they are unnamed in this movie. Like, I don't know what else to say. So, the green symbiote is the one that is here. And this is where we officially learn that Venom is indeed the source, the codex, quote unquote. And once he's fully formed on this plane, one of the Xenos are able to hone in on his location from a great deal of distance and begin to attack him on the plane. Which, I'll say it's a pretty creative location for a fight, I suppose. We learn through Venom that the Xenos are symbiote hunters. And when Venom dies, or when he died, that being Brock, is when they officially became the Codex, which is in one of the other 2 previous movies. So, they're trying to get out of the desert after dealing with this creature, which does have its own healing factor, but it does seem to have a limit to its healing factor, so that's good. As we later learn on, or around here is where we learn this. Venom takes over a horse, and then they ride along. But unfortunately, the military find his location again, and this time they actually get to him, and they fight. He begins to try to fight them off, even killing one of them in the process. Venom is trapped, but uses the various other animals along the waterside to escape. Or to try to escape, anyway. But the leader, Rex, I think that's his first name, that's what I wrote in my notes anyway, is upset that he has lost even more people because one of the other creatures eventually gets there because Venom is separated in full, and so one of the Xenos comes, kills the other men, and then he's on his own there. But the main antagonist, the white-haired Knoll guy, I don't know what his name was officially, Knoll or Nell or something like this. I don't know. Anyway, is eager for his freedom still. Back on the road again, though, Eddie bumps into this family of 4, and on the process of their travels, they have a little sing-along, where Venom joins in, but obviously the other people can't hear him, only Eddie can hear him in his voice, in his head. So he tells this kid about how, he wouldn't see an alien, and Venom says that Eddie would be a good father. And thus, they make their way and arrive at Vegas. He tries his way to get in, but since he's not dressed up in the 9s or all fancied and gussied up, he's kicked out. So he knocks out a fancy guy in fancy clothes instead, and makes they're able to make their way inside the gambling's den, where they gamble it all the way. But Mrs. Chan is also there, present and accounted for, also gambling. Convenient, yes, I know. We then cut to Rex, who we learn wants full control of some program name. I don't recall what it was, but he gets a new team of 6 in the process of getting in control again. So, after some convincing, Venomn takes over a dance, which is where I guess the movie's title comes from. And I don't know what this whole ordeal is with character, villains, or heroes, or people in general dancing in movies is as of late. Like, Joker 2, dance. Smile 2, dance and song. Venomn, The Last Dance, dance. This particular dance doesn't look that great. It looks like a meme, to be honest. Which, unfortunately, due to Venom's stupidity of doing this, more creatures hone in on their location. But Eddie and Venomn are captured instead by the military, who also find their location and move them into their base, where one of the Xenos gets into via just following them. All the while, we also learn that the family of 4 is also making their way toward Area 51, which is now currently where everyone else is. So all the people that we've been meeting along the way are sort of grouped together, most of them. Eddie meets the other host, which apparently he knows, I guess? I don't know. This is where they learn that Eddie's trying, they're trying to get Eddie killed, or the Xenos are anyway. No, but the military is fine with killing Eddie in the process, is actually what I meant to say, sorry. But yet Venomn cleverly uses this lady who happens to be nearby to hook on back to Eddie, as the other creatures simultaneously attack. So all the other symbiotes are unleashed. There's like a yellow big one, there's like this other greenish looking one that's there. And so, like, this all-out war is happening here. And in the process of making their way outside, the family sees all of this, and they get into the line of fire in which Eddie tries to save them. Rex is trying to hit the creature, which he kind of does, but it also kind of makes the family fall. So, because they're on this, like, watchtower thing. So more Xenos are popping in as they're only able to kill, like, one at a time very, very slowly. So, Eddie suggests to Rex at this point to allow him to use Venomm's power to lure them away. Rex, seeing just how bad this situation is, begrudgingly accepts this. But not even a singular missile can bring these creatures down, but we do see, and our situation is looking even glummer as Rex is stabbed by one of these things, the Xenos. We see that the father returns to use a missile to save Eddie, but the Xenos are outnumbering them. So Venomn grabs all of them, or collectively grabs them and pushes Eddie out of him, so so they are no longer of a. But Pain had her own symbiote hidden within, or hidden away, this purple symbiote, which she uses as a guide to help these two get to this location all throughout this. One of the last things we see is that Venom works his way towards this chamber where they unleash this type of acid stuff that cuts them down, all the creatures as well, which cuts off the main bad guy's way of getting to them, I guess. So we then cut to Eddie lying in bed, and his crimes, due to this military guy, says his crimes are going to be expunged. And then Eddie proceeds to go to Lady Liberty, because that's something he promised he'd do with Venom, though Venom is no longer there. And that was Venom: The Last Dance. And, I mean, like, I would claim that there are some good parts here. I think this movie could have used with a longer runtime, honestly, though. I felt like we could have spent more time learning about these other xenomorphs that have been coming down, first and foremost. I think that's a big contributor to the issues in this movie. It doesn't really matter if Venom is like this codex thing. That's like whatever. And I'm trying to think, like, yeah, I think there's a little bit of back and forth, at least with the humans, like, again, with Eddie and the main general guy, for example. Like, there are bits in here that work to a degree. But like I said, I think they needed more time to establish what these other symbiotes were, because they just seem like placeholders. And outside of that, I don't really see, like, I guess other people are claiming this is the worst of the three, and while I would agree, I wouldn't even say it's by a large margin, though. Like, the other two Venom movies weren't that great either, if you remember this. Like, they were kind of middling, right? Like, that's what I remember anyway. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. So I kind of feel like this tracks. I don't know. Like, it's so bizarre that that it's, rightly being called the worst, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's like being called the worst beyond just what I'm picking up on anyway. Anyway, like, I'd probably give this like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, honestly. Like I get, like, sort of middling, right? And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Other than doing the obvious bit where I talk about that I still think that Marvel as a overall thing needs to do a hard reboot at this point. I mean, I guess they're talking about now how Tom Hardy, the actor anyway, wants to do a crossover with Spider-Man now, And I don't know what that means, considering the end of this movie, with Venom being separated. And yeah, like, I don't know what that means, so I feel like they should have dealt with the villain in this movie, though. I feel like that's the other missing part, actually, now that I think about it. Because, like, now they're, like, trying to set this villain up for something. Like a fourth movie, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know what that process looks like, per se. And like, this villain seems big enough to be Avenger-worthy? But who the fuck are the Avengers? Like, who the fuck is left? I don't know. Iron Man, dead. Captain America, retired. Thor, the actor, quit and doesn't feel like, you know, and, you know, got on that because he was treated poorly. Hulk, doing planet shit, so I don't know if he could come back. Guardians of the Galaxy, doing planet shit, and they're, as far as I'm concerned, I think they should just actually unironically leave it at Faye for them. Even though they said, oh, he will return, I still think they should leave it. Anyway, like, who's left? Like, Hawkeye? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm sorry, but, like, what's he gonna do towards this demon thing that we see throughout the movie? And, Black Widow is dead. The one we know, anyway, and then she's being replaced by another one, but, like, what is she gonna do anyway? Like, I don't know. So yeah, I am in favor at this point of Marvel doing a hard reset. I guess they're gonna continue to think that X-Men and Fantastic Four, for whatever reason, is gonna save them. They better write the best Fantastic Four script they have ever written, because their previous two attempts haven't been great. Just saying. And then X-Men, I guess X-Men might have potential in coming back. I mean, X-Men 94 did fantastically, so there's potential there, I guess. But it's like, I don't know, like, it feels like they're almost running out of ideas at the same time, right? Since we're going back on previous characters. That's the state of things. Anyway, that's my review of Venom and the Last Dance. If you ended up enjoying it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out those links in the description. When I head over to my petition to help out smaller YouTubers. Second to my PayPal, where you can help support me and my channel directly. And third to my Discord server, join Collab Shield, all that good stuff. And until next time, everyone, bye.